fucking professional.
Okay. All right, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of the F.A.T. podcast. I know it's been like 10 years since we recorded.
A long-awaited new episode of the F.A.T. podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, this is our. It only took us 3.5 years to get to 50 episodes. So
Shit,
hey,
have we
That's
been
right.
doing F.A.T. podcast that long?
at least 3 years.
Has it been?
Jesus.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it.
No.
I mean, considering it took us about 6 years to get to 112, 113, or however many episodes it was of Beyond Kayfabe. We're a little behind schedule, but considering how we record, we're pretty much
We're kind of on schedule, yeah.
we're kind of on schedule.
Yeah.
But yes, it's been a long time since we recorded. We have way too much stuff to talk about and probably not enough time. But how's it going?
Yeah, it's going all right.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah,
That's bad for you now.
Just trying to get back into the routine of working again, or kind of
Yeah.
working again, I should say.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But other than that, doing all right.
What
Are
about
you still
Chris?
going to your physical school, Bubs, or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so basically we report to our physical schools, and I mean,
Okay.
99.9% of my job revolves around having the students there. But there
Okay.
are no
Yeah.
students, so when I get there, I have really nothing to do. So I just kind of work as like an office assistant. So
Oh,
if
okay.
anybody needs any help, or if copies need to be made, or if a teacher needs assistance with something, or if we have to go off campus to do a home visit to one of our students, I'll go on that. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, like my normal
Oh, because
job.
they're doing all of the. Are they doing all of like the virtual schooling from the school, though? Right?
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
the teachers have options. They could either come to their physical classroom and do the
Okay.
distance learning, or they can do
Yeah.
it from home.
Oh,
We only
okay.
have like maybe a handful of teachers. I think the most teachers we've had in one day actually show up to their physical classrooms is maybe about 6. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, so, but still students aren't attending and doing all that stuff. So that's where I come in and home visits and everything like that. So
Gotcha.
I
It's
mean,
the
what's the purpose of sending you on a home visit?
to make sure that the kids are like logging in, making sure that they're actually present to see what the hell they're actually doing. So
Just in case they're not like just putting like a stand-up of themselves in front of a camera.
well, funny story actually. We had a staff member do that.
Oh,
We had
wonderful.
a staff member do that during a meeting. So
Nice.
yeah, but no, it's just the kids. I mean, it's still being counted as attendance because they have to show up to every class virtually.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to be at first period between this time and this time, and you have to log in. So it's like that 7 periods a day. So some kids, they just don't log in or anything. They just say, "I'm not going to. I'm not going to
Cut
go
in
to class."
class today.
Yeah. So if we notice that there's a trend with that happening, then guess what? Mr. Bubba shows up at your door.
Yeah. I was going to
So-
say they said Mr. Bubba. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
That's right. I went to an apartment building the other day to check in on a kid, and I about scared the parent to death. I think she thought I
Aw.
was a cop. So because I was wearing all black, I had a radio, and
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome.
Right.
So,
Bubs Bankston, licensed school worker.
that's right. But
Bubba
yeah,
is the one who knocks.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but no, it's been nice being back. Gets pretty boring, but I have been able to catch up on some TV shows and some
Yeah.
comic books and everything like that. So that's been pretty nice. So that's
Yeah.
the California education system right there. Your hard-earned tax dollars, ladies and gentlemen.
At its best, right there.
Yeah. How are you guys
That's
doing,
good.
Matt and Mike? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing okay. I just started a new position at my work. I'm doing I'm not doing any more of the sanitation stuff there. I got promoted, I guess, I'm inside. I'm doing all the checking, so
Okay,
which
that's
is good
cool.
because I'm inside in the AC and I got a pay raise, so
Nice.
Good.
which is always good.
Yeah, that's always good, man.
Buy some more of them dolls.
Yeah, that's where it goes. Just like Dave, that's where all the money goes.
And it's my understanding too, David. You're also riding that train.
Oh, yeah.
He has a few of them, yeah.
The only like NECA I have is the Jason one that I bought.
Yeah.
I bought it with the money that Mom gave me.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
all the back taxes she owes us.
Yeah.
So,
She gave you money?
she gave you
Where's
birthday
my money?
also.
Oh, birthday money, yeah.
No.
I cashed Granny's birthday check and bought me some toys.
Yeah, I bought it when actually I'll tell you guys after the show because I don't think I Bubba knows what happened at the beginning of August, but I don't think I told you guys.
Yeah.
Did I?
I know nothing.
No.
Man.
Okay. I'm not gonna air my dirty laundry out on the show. So.
Thank you.
Oh, here's a pair of my underwear. No.
There you go. Yeah, but I mean, I see you got quite a collection back there, though, bud.
Oh yeah.
It's looking good.
It's gigantic now.
Yeah.
I still stand by my prediction that one day it's going to collapse on you and you won't be able to move.
Funny
under there
story.
somewhere.
No.
You'll lose weight, but it's at what price?
What the fuck is that noise?
What is it?
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's the plot of Upcaster.
Earlier, it sounded like there was gunshots going off.
I don't know.
Blocka.
That's what
It's
it sounded
Riverside.
like. Not too far either. It didn't sound like no firework I've ever heard.
Well, you do live in Riverside, so.
Yeah.
Whenever that happens here in Roland Heights, it always ends up on the Roland Heights buzz on Facebook, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, what was that? Was that a gunshot?" You know?
This is the old 9mm firework.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
apologize, gas.
it must have been that bean that I had earlier.
Kablamo!
Kablamo! But yeah, I know. I spend way too much money on toys. So
I do too. Yeah.
I'm an adult. I'm married. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Well, see, like I just got like a new like 3-level shelf or 4-level shelf, and I'm already out of space. I need to start getting some like floating shelves and some other shit. You know, like this like big old cabin over here. It pretty much takes up the top of my dresser. I don't have room to put shit up there.
Yeah.
And my room's small, so it's
From the sounds of it, looks like I got to prepare a certain speech.
Yeah,
right. I know. It's collapsing around me.
So what about you, Crispy? What's been how's the last 2 months been going for you? So
that's none of your goddamn business, Banks. No, it's actually just, you know what, man, it's been kind of stressful. I decided to go back to school. I thought, you know, with all the craziness happening this year and you know whatnot, that it was a good time to take advantage of a lot of the online courses. And you know, I had to leave my education studies decades ago for other responsibilities, so I didn't get a chance to, you know, finish my degree. And I just thought it was a good time now, so I enrolled at Mount SAC, their program. I'm taking one class to, you know, kind of figure it out. You know, as I'm working 40 plus hours a week, and you know, this class, I mean, this professor, he's got a fucking hard on for reading, so I didn't want to overdo it, but I'm kind of already a little over my head, but I'm making it work. So it's just been studying, man. I haven't really been doing anything remotely fun. Maybe an hour before I go to bed, I might, you know, watch something on Netflix, and even then it's nothing, you know, nothing new, no new grounds, just old classics, tried and true. But I've honestly, man, uncharacteristic like of me, I've just been working and studying, dude. I haven't done anything, you know. So, but
I stopped.
Yeah.
I stopped my studying 14 years ago, and I've never went back.
Yeah.
well, you know, it's I've talked about this, you know, over the last couple of years, you know, my, you know, ever growing progress to better myself, both physically and mentally. Physically, it's going pretty good. You know, I mentioned I'm wearing an old shirt that I haven't worn in a while. It's, you know, 2X. So it's kind of nice to see that progress is happening, and everything was going good until these fucking fires started, you know, causing the air quality to go.
Yeah, it's so
So
bad outside. I know.
I haven't been able to go on my walks, but I've been fasting. I mean, just about 100 days now, and eating a lot better. I'm not eating at night. I'm not eating a bunch of junk food. Everything's a good portion, so that's good. And then, I just kind of want to better myself, man. I mean, my job sucks. It's a shitty fucking position for a man of my age to be in, and the only way to really do it is to further my education. Get some pieces of paper that guarantee I get paid X amount of dollars, and I don't know, man, maybe even go to a different field. I mean, it's just crazy because everything's changing and we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, if everyone had followed the guidelines and played it safe by this time, we probably would have been able to start going back to normal, but it's not there yet. I mean, there's discussions. This might go until the end of next year. They're saying that's probably when we will resume our normal lives again. So, I mean, industries are changing, opportunities are being created. So I'm just trying to stay ahead of that. I'm just trying to, put myself in a good position where I don't have to focus on, I have to check my bank account if I want to go to the Jack in the Box, or this
for sure.
So,
Definitely.
I guess the old crispy is growing up,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of that,
I mean, yeah. I heard, I heard things are a little more relaxed over there in Orange County, there, Bubs.
Yes, sir. We are officially off. We're officially in the red tier of the coronavirus.
Which tier is that?
It's like the thing. It's basically the tier where things start opening up again.
Yeah.
So dine-in restaurants are allowed to open up at 25%. Movie theaters are able to open up at certain capacity. Indoor shopping centers, which we actually went to Brea Mall last week.
How was that?
It was fine, dude. Like
nice,
every place that I have gone to that has been open since we've been open, people are very respectful of space. No one's overcrowding anybody. People are social distancing, wearing their masks. 2 weeks ago, I think we went to Irvine Spectrum, and the place was popping, but people were still respecting space, social distancing, all that good stuff, and doing what they're supposed to do, wearing their masks, and it's been nice. We haven't sat down at a restaurant yet, but
Yeah, I know that. I know that. Like I saw that the Regal and La Habra was open already for movies to show. The AMC over there at the Anaheim Art and Walk is open. Right there by Disneyland. So yeah, which is cool.
Yeah. So and then Elizabeth's gone down to downtown Disney a few times since it's been open.
Cool.
And,
very cool.
Yeah, it's going okay down here, and
it's something, right?
Yeah, I mean, since we're in this tier now, the schools are they have a target date for opening, which is October 12th.
Okay.
But in order for that to happen, there has to be a 21-day period.
Of consistency, right?
Yeah. So I'm guessing they want to see what happened. Of course, Labor Day was just this past weekend.
Yeah. True.
And people were probably out partying and doing all that stuff. So they probably want to see if the numbers rise or if they keep trending down or whatever, just to make sure it's safe to actually open up schools now. So but no, it's been nice having things open again. We would go out, Elizabeth and I would go out and do certain things, but you can only do those certain things so many times before you're like, this sucks.
I mean, that's boring now.
It's kind of hard to find to do something to do, but now that things are starting to open up, it gives us a little bit more freedom to go out and
more options.
like we went to like I said, we went to Brea Mall, and I walked into Hot Topic, and the Murder Machine Batman, the Chase variant, was there at Hot Topic. So I'm like, hell yeah. So if the state wasn't open, I probably wouldn't have been able to buy it. So
yeah, true that.
But no, it's been pretty nice. So
we just started going to the Galleria. That just opened up at the beginning of September. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I went there a couple of times pop hunting, but pretty much like half of the stores are closed, out of business.
Yeah.
In there. It's nuts. It looks like it's. Remember when the Buena Park Mall started
remodeling?
Started remodeling, and they just all these stores just started slowly closing.
Yeah.
Like you'd go there 1 month, and then Sam Goody would be open, and all these other places would be open, and then it's like you go there the next month. Well, Sam Goody's closed, but all these other stores are open.
Yeah.
That's like what it's like over there.
Oh, wow.
God damn. When was the last time you used Sam Goody so many times in a conversation?
Right? Oh my god.
About 3 days ago.
Shit, I remember the one that was over here at the Point Hills Mall, right? A long time ago.
That place was a toilet.
Yeah, it was. But...
yeah, I think Hot Dog on a Stick closed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hot Dog on a Stick and Brea Mall closed too.
Yeah,
it was replaced by Pink's.
They were supposed to be. There was this one pretzel, or not pretzel place, but this waffle place this little waffle kiosk that they had at the Galleria.
Uh-huh.
And that closed before the pandemic. So this place called the Cookie Plug, that's down here, was supposed to take.
Cookie Plug.
No, it's supposed to take.
Cookie Plug.
Hey, I think we used to sell those at the old Spearmint Rhino back in the day.
That's right.
All their cookies are named after pot names.
Oh.
So they have it's like a purple velvet cookie. It's called Purple Haze. So and they're just
Simple Dutch Bakery.
Yeah. Get some good hash brownies.
Yeah.
Hey man, hopefully within the next 10 years we can get some decent hash brownies around here. But
no, that'll never be the case, dude. You got to go to Holland for the real good shit.
But yeah, just just seeing random places that are closed. They had this candy place that was closed. C's was still kicking though. I'm surprised by that.
Yeah.
So
I'm not too surprised, man. I mean, that's a hot gift, item, dude.
Yeah.
People get, especially during the holidays, man. It's fucking madness at those places,
Yeah, but I also went to Hot Topic and box lunch, and you have to line up outside the store, and they only allow
6 people in the store at a time.
Ours is 10 people, but I think that includes the staff.
Yeah.
So it's really 5 or 6 people at a time.
Yeah, that's how it is at Brea Mall. It's only maximum capacity is 8 people, I think.
Yeah, but box lunch and Hot Topic, they haven't got, but at least over there they haven't got any new shipments.
Yeah.
So there's still pops from before the pandemic hit, still on the shelves. I'm just okay, I don't know why these are here. Yeah. I was looking for the Riddler from Batman Forever. Can't find it.
Okay.
If I would have known that, they have all of them at the Irvine Spectrum.
Yeah, all the outside malls, because that's an outside mall, right? Spectrum. Yeah, they all have that. They've been getting all the shipments in, so it's kind of frustrating. But hopefully, within the next few weeks, everything they'll start getting shipments in and whatnot. So,
yeah.
But, anything else going on with you guys before we jump into the news?
That's about it for me.
Well, I mean, does anyone need to renew their license with the DMV this year, or need to get a real ID?
I need to get a real ID.
That's me for next year.
I lost my. I thought I lost my birth certificate and my Social Security card, but then I ended up finding it after I renewed my license. So I'm like, oh fuck it, I'll just do it at a later date. I don't want to do it right now.
Yeah.
So I don't want to have to go, because I don't even know what the rules are with the DMV right now. So.
Well, I just recently had to do mine. I mean, mine expired in October, but I wanted to take care of it now. I think there's some sort of deadline that you have to get a real ID by a certain time. I think it's October, maybe November.
They pushed it back.
You have to get a real ID to fly. You can still use a regular ID and a regular driver's license to. You can still get that, but if you want to fly out of state or whatnot, you have to have the real ID.
Well, it probably doesn't hurt to just get it done whether you fly or not, because later you're going to need it. But anyways, Bub, since you got to take care of it, what I did was if you go online to the website, you can actually fill out all the forms and you can upload all the requirements.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, okay.
It's It's actually done through your phone. So they send you a link to a website. You click on it, and then it allows you to like activate your phone and take a picture of whatever
Okay.
you have. I have a what's it called, a passport. So I used my passport. I used my social security card, and then I had to present 2 bills. I used medical. I used a dentist, and I used a Blue Shield, and you can upload it. They recognize it immediately, so they'll know if it's good or not. And then you basically just skip ahead of the line. We give you a number, and then I went fucking early, dude. I went on a Friday. I got there like fucking 4:45 in the morning, and they
Yeah.
didn't open till 8. So if you do that, you get to wait in the appointment line because it creates an appointment for you. And I would recommend just going super early because, dude, when they opened, I was out like within 30 minutes. So
Oh,
it was
nice.
a really quick progress. But what's funny was I had to, I retook a picture and I do all this shit. And I'll have to show you guys later, maybe after the show, or not today, but next time. But I look so fucking baked in my picture. It's not even funny, dude. 'Cause I had to take off my glasses. It's early in the morning. I'm half asleep. So I just really, it is not a flattering picture. But the whole ordeal actually was painless. I mean, I didn't mind just waiting in my car and watching Netflix or something. But I would recommend you do that, Bubs. And you can assign it to a very specific DMV. So obviously you can go to Fullerton if you want, and then they'll have it there. You bring the documents, and then they'll check it, and then you pay the cost. Whatever else you have to do. I had to do an eye exam because of my glasses. So
Right.
but that's the way to do it, man. Even if you get there super early, you still have to fill all that shit out. Do it online. That's my recommendation.
Right.
Yeah, it's actually pretty easy to do, man. It's really easy. It probably take you maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. I had to I re-upload some papers because I didn't take it properly. If you do a bill, you have to make sure you get the entire piece of paper in the shot because
Yeah.
they're really picky about that. So I learned the hard way, but you should be good. You should be good to go.
Right. Cool.
I
I'll
don't
check
even
it out.
have a bill.
Yeah, I got my bills
I-
are on now.
I do everything paperless. So
Well, I mean, you can access the
You could print one out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the info.
Chris, how long have I known you? Jesus
Well, no,
Christ.
I was trying to think of something funny to say, but obviously I'm kind of stupid, so I couldn't think of anything funny to say.
Thank
There's
you,
nothing-
Captain Government Regulation.
There's nothing more disrespectful than forgetting a good friend's name, Dan. Dave, fucking Dave.
Keep your voice down there, Ike.
All right. So anything else?
No.
Anybody want to teach us how to do taxes or anything like that?
Absolutely not. I'm still learning.
So
Hey, I got
I'll
to
show you the pimple on my back.
are you sure it's
dude,
not a gummy bear?
Elizabeth
I
is
gotta-
giving me a weird look.
I got a tax guy. I go to H&R Block, so I can't. That's my advice. I pay a little extra for that security.
Alrighty then. All right. So it's been somewhat of a newsworthy month, at least for entertainment. Like it finally picked up after like 5-6 months, so that was fun. But a few weeks ago, DC did their night 1 of Fandome. So initially, like when the week after that happened, or whenever or the night of Fandome, we were supposed to record, and then we decided not to. But whatever.
That was my fault.
Yeah, it's all right. It doesn't matter. Nobody's listening anyway.
That's true. Or watching. Or cares.
Yeah, I got the analytics to show that nobody watches the show.
Yeah,
But-
We got the numbers.
But I guess the first thing to talk about, probably the most newsworthy thing in my opinion, was the Batman trailer. What'd you guys think?
Holy shit. Yeah.
I want to start off by saying that I think it's absolutely wonderful that they're applying the whole detective concept back to Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first thing I noticed. Very, kind of, film noir style, but I just couldn't help but shake that detective vibe that Batman used to have. That I guess when he first started and everything. So I do want to address that because I don't think a lot of people are really talking about that. I mean, there's so much to talk about, of course, but I want to throw that out there, man. That is a really amazing, fresh take on such an established, iconic character, and obviously there's tons of movies and shows and property out there. So to be fresh, nowadays, hats off to them, man. Well done.
And for only filming about a month and a half to 2 months, that was a hell of a snippet, or trailer that they put together. I mean, with what they had,
Yeah, 25% of the film was shot, and obviously now with the news that Pattinson came down with COVID, it's delayed even more now.
Yeah. Actually, they continued filming, but obviously Pattinson and whoever was close to him went into quarantine. So
okay.
So they're still filming, but I mean, considering Batman is the star of the film, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, remember in Batman Returns, he's only really in it for 15 minutes. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rewatched both Burton Batman films, and I still hate Batman Returns. I cannot stand that movie. It is a terrible Batman movie.
Oddly, how long ago did you watch them, dude? Because this is going to be interesting. How long ago did you?
2 weeks ago.
Okay, that's roughly the ballpark. I just rewatched Batman Forever again because it's on HBO Max, and man, that is awful, dude. That is that plot. I was watching it, and I go, I remember liking this as a kid. God, was I really that just out of it? Because I remember thinking this is great, this is awesome, and then I'm watching it.
Best Batman movie ever.
I didn't say that. But I just.
But when you were a kid,
it's so. No, even then, dude. The original, or not the original, but the '89 Burton one was always my favorite. But God, it's just so awful.
It's just. Really... I mean, I'm a fan of Batman Forever, but I like terrible films, so that's just that's me.
I would definitely take Batman Forever over Batman Returns any day of the week. Because I mean, at least for me, Batman Forever has redeeming qualities. I love Jim Carrey as the Riddler, and I do like the over the top ridiculousness of it. There's things about the movie, of course, I don't like. I hate Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face because he's not Two-Face. He's just mass murderer with a fucking half burnt off face. There's no good or bad about him. He's just all bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Batman and Robin terrible.
Yeah.
That's by far the worst one. I'll take Batman Returns over Batman and Robin any day of the week too. But
I'll say this: I hate Batman Returns more than Batman and Robin. At least with Batman and Robin, I can laugh at it. So.
Yeah.
With Mr. Freeze and everything.
I got to tell you, boys, I disagree, man. I mean, I think between the four, I would say it's fair to say we all think the '89 one is the number one of those four. So we could agree with that, and then the rest of them. But I got nothing against Batman Returns, man. I mean, I obviously I like it for different reasons.
It's a guilty pleasure of mine.
So
I just look at it as Tim Burton had a really hardcore wet dream one night, and it just somehow inserted Batman characters into it. So.
Well, I mean, with that one, yeah, they really allowed him to be very Tim Burtonish, and I think that's why, he said, he had that meeting for part 3, and they're like, yeah.
Well, the reason why is because McDonald's or whoever was upset about how dark the film was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they couldn't.
I mean, the only part about the film that I like is when the penguin eats the fish, just because I like Crispy's take of it.
It's not my take. It's a true fucking story. It's a true fucking story. He was, Danny DeVito was so into the character that he lived it, and then, to discuss a few dialogue changes, they saw him eat a fish in the trailer, and they said, "Fuck it, let's go in the movie."
Yeah,
that's a fucking true story. That's not my take, but yeah. I mean, yeah, I get it though. I guess from a Batman take and the character and the style and the story, I can see that, but I don't think it's the worst one, and that's a ballsy statement to say that it's better that, or you'll take Batman and Robin over that, dude. Because my God,
like I just, like I said, I like shitty movies, like for the most part, and I like laughing, and I like laughing more than just being bored out of my mind. So
for me, with Batman Returns, the only scene in that movie that's a Batman scene is where Bruce and Selina are dancing, and they both realize that they are who they are. Yeah. That is the only true to life Batman scene in that entire movie. So,
I mean, considering Batman's only in it for 5 minutes,
yeah,
they should have just called it Catwoman or the Penguin
or fat weird guy eats fish.
Yeah,
and rides around on a duck.
I mean, this is speaking of Tim Burton's Batman and Michael Keaton and all that, but the news came out that that Michael Keaton's going to be in the Flash movie as Batman.
Yeah.
So,
and also the return of Batfleck.
Yes.
Yeah. My hope is that, like, with him returning to that role, that he would just like, okay, I'm going to be Batman for like my own solo movie, but I don't think he's going to.
I don't think he will.
Yeah. I mean, because I rewatched Batman v Superman, and then
Batman v Superman.
Yeah, and then
I did too.
Yeah, and I even watched Justice League, and honestly, like, I watched those films and I'm like, Ben Affleck is a really good Batman.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
dude.
When done right, yeah.
I don't think there's. I mean, I think there was kind of some concerns at first, but I mean, I think it's safe to say, dude, that as Batman and as Bruce Wayne, I think he nails it, dude. I mean, very good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as much as I love the Dark Knight films and I like Christian Bale, Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman of all time. Because when I look at Ben Affleck, and I was kind of against it at first, but then I watched Argo and I watched all the movies leading up to Batman v Superman, and I started getting on board. I'm like, yeah, Ben is actually a good actor, and I saw the commitment to physical fitness and stuff that he was making.
Yeah.
Just to make himself look even bigger. I mean, you take his acting prowess with his physical prowess, he is Batman to me.
Yep.
So,
well, I just think that it's really interesting that with every interpretation of Bruce Wayne Batman we've had, there hasn't been any duplicates. Every actor that took the role kind of brought their own mystique to it. Whereas you take a series like James Bond, Roger Moore was kind of trying to be like Sean Connery in a way,
right.
Trying to emulate. And then that line, Bond, James Bond, you have guys like Pierce Brosnan admitting that he tried to kind of make it as epic or try to kind of follow that. But, whether you have Christian Bale or Ben Affleck or, hell, even Val Kilmer, I mean, everyone kind of brought their own unique perspective, and kind of like the Joker too. I mean, you got Cesar Romero, you got Jack Nicholson, you got, Heath Ledger, you have obviously lately with Joaquin Phoenix, and of course, how can I forget what's his name? Pony Boy himself in the
Jared Leto.
Squad. Jared Leto, thank you. Stretched.
How can you forget? That guy.
I just try to be kind.
What's his name?
I mean, personally, I would like to see the Batman or the Joker from Gotham. I keep forgetting the guy's name.
Yeah.
Being used in a film.
I want to say it's like Cameron Monaghan or something.
Yeah,
like that.
That's it, right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I enjoyed his take of the Joker.
Yeah.
But what what I like about this Flash news is that DC is, I think, they're finally embracing the multiverse into the film.
Yeah.
Into film, they realize, people aren't stupid, and they can discern watching the Flash on TV and watching the Flash on the big screen, and then it could be two different people.
Yeah.
Or we could have like an Ultimate Batman film, sort of like the Spider-Verse film, like that.
Yeah,
would be
it
cool.
doesn't just all have to be like one thing. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested to see how that works because seeing like Michael Keaton as like an old Batman, that'll be kind of interesting.
I
don't think he has a choice.
what I would love to see with Keaton's Batman, it's a fucking long shot that it'll happen. But if they turn Keaton's Batman into Batman, oh my god, the cartoon, Batman
Dark Knight
Beyond.
Returns.
Yeah, Batman Beyond. If they turn that Keaton's Bruce Wayne into Batman Beyond, Bruce Wayne, and then have a Batman Beyond Batman in there. So I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it's not crazy to assume that idea is kind of being floated around, and obviously performance and numbers indicate sequels and extensions and whatnot. But I mean, it's kind of hard not to think that like, hey, he's coming back. He's the first guy who played Batman, and then decades pass by, he's coming back. So
and
it's obviously now. We don't have to worry about CGI and all that shit. So Bubs, I gotta tell you, man, I'm not too surprised that actually might be a possibility.
I like to see it.
What I want to see is that now that they're embracing the multiverse thing, is do like a Flash of Two Worlds type bit with Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller, like in a film.
I mean, that's possible.
That would be pretty kick ass, I think.
I mean, they went and they did that for the TV show. So I mean, why not?
I mean, so yeah, they showed that could work, and I marked the fuck out for that scene when I watched it. I was like, holy shit, this is cool. But well, they even showed the Keaton Batman universe in that.
Yeah.
That crossover.
Earth 89.
Yeah.
With Knox.
Yeah. So I thought that. So
wasn't there a newspaper clipping like Bruce Wayne, Mary Selena Kyle?
I think so. Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. But I don't know. I the more information comes out about the Flash movie, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and all of the like all of the concept art that they were showing was like really cool. The concept art, that they showed with with Ezra Miller's Flash, and of course Michael Keaton's Batman in the background, and then kind of like the new suit that supposedly he makes for him. So, and it's being directed by Andy Muschietti, who absolutely love. He's directed these last two It films. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I mean, from what I've heard, everybody says it's fantastic.
It's cool stuff.
I mean, it's a good looking film. So
yeah.
It's visually stunning. The cinematography is top notch. So you apply that to the world of Batman. I mean, it's a fucking match made in heaven, dude. It actually would take it to the next level. So that's a good call. But I want to jump back into the Batman trailer, because I know we kind of had a nice little detour. But Bubs, I want to direct this one to you, because I know you've talked about this with me plenty of times, because I've asked about it. But I'm sure you watched the trailer so many times, man. I mean, are we really that? You watched it 8 times?
I watch it daily. I watch it
daily,
once a day.
Am I really crazy to start believing in the fact that this might be our introduction to the Court of Owls?
It's possible. I mean, I did see something. I can't see it in the trailer because I can't slow it down. But someone has said that if you slow down the scene in the trailer where Batman is going up with a grappling hook, he's in the middle of like this corridor area with people on ledges. And if you pause it at one scene, there is someone standing there with the Court of Owls mask on.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I didn't hear that. I just heard like the card that they use in the beginning has some coding in it.
Yeah, that's
and if you freeze it, I think there's an owl on it, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe people have already started trying to decode that message.
Oh, it's already been decoded.
Yeah, it just says something like he still lies or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, something about like what does a lying man do when he's dead or something? He lies. He lies still or something like that. Yeah. I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
He still lies.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I would hope so, I don't know if the Matt Reeves Batman is going to be just a one-off, or they're going to actually try to make a universe out of it. But given the tone of the trailer and just the look of it all, I can see them possibly introducing Court of Owls in future sequels, if
Yeah,
you go that way.
because it seems like a kind of a big theme with this one is like dealing with it's all about like corruption, like the corruption of the infrastructure of Gotham from the bottom all the way to the top,
Right.
something like that. So.
Yeah, and there's the one scene at the very end of the trailer where Bruce is in what I'm guessing is the Batcave, and he's having a conversation, and it's saying, the person saying, "You're a part of this. You're still a part of this," and Bruce asking how.
Yeah, well, I think that could definitely tie into the storyline. But Mike will back me up on this, dude. In Hollywood, dude, it's all about chess. You're always making your next move, and especially with like a lot of these what they assume will be huge blockbuster hits, and it's all about that cash cow. I mean, these movies are all about planting seeds, whether they use them or not. So I definitely think there's just something more to that trailer. I mean, it just obviously we know the Riddler is involved. We know Penguin's character is involved, but the way they present it, it's almost like two mirroring stories where they're trying to get you to think it's all part of one, but I don't think it is. I think that there's an underlining, event happening that will set up sequels, because I think that the studio feels that this movie is going to do really well. So they're beginning, talks about like, hey, where do we take it from here? Because, I don't know if you can really do a standalone Batman film. You know what I mean? I mean, with the exception of the 66 Batman movie, like everything kind of plays out into at least a sequel or a series. I mean, Burton wanted to do the third one, and he, even from the first script, 89, he was trying to lay out like, okay, let's introduce Robin. No, let's wait. Let's introduce Robin. No, let's wait. Let's kind of build to this. But, I know that you've read the story. You're a big fan. I mean, I think it's one of the best comic series in the Batman universe. With the Killing Joke is another great example of a great storyline. But I'm making my prediction now, man, on the show. Just you three, because it's all just the show. But quarter hours or not, dude. There's something deeper afoot, dude.
Absolutely,
I really do hope Court of Owls, man. That will help that film stand out, dude.
I hope that they go with Court of Owls, only for the sake of I don't want any more Joker.
Yeah.
Because every Batman series has had Joker.
Yeah.
Now they've got
those characters.
And he's kind of just been, and don't get me wrong, I love the Joker movie, but you don't need the Joker in every Batman film right now. Batman's like rogues gallery is massive with tremendous villains that you don't need the Joker. And I just hope that they don't set up the sequels for another Joker. I hope that they would go deeper and have something like the Court of Owls. But my fear is that the Court of Owls, it's still somewhat new to Batman's rogues gallery, and not a lot of people know about them. So
didn't they use the Court of Owls on Gotham?
I don't know. I stopped watching.
I could have sworn
I think they briefly did it, and I know that for one of the new Batman games, the Court of Owls are the centerpiece in that game as well. So I mean, but I mean, like Bubs is right though. Like the Court of Owls are like if you're like a Batman fan, a comic fan, a DC fan, the Court of Owls is something you're gonna be in the theater and like mark out on. But a lot of times the trouble with the studios is that they want something that'll kind of appeal to the general audience.
Well, they want name value.
Yeah, they want. So they're gonna be like, okay, well, they're gonna be in the theater, and that moment when the Court of Owls is revealed, we're gonna be like, oh shit, But they're gonna be like, well, there's gonna be those other people that might not know what's going on, and I
Who
don't
are
know.
these
But,
people?
yeah,
Everybody knows Riddler. Everyone knows Penguin. I mean, those are two iconic villains in the Batman story. So that's why you're doubling down. But
yeah, true.
I think that finally there's this kind of idea in Hollywood. It's like, look, obviously we want to sell to the mass audience. They produce a lot of the tickets, but maybe we could, we could start taking chances because
Yeah,
obviously, there's going to be a backlash. There's always a backlash, and it always comes from diehard fans. And I don't think they give enough credibility to those fans. I mean, you can have a non-fan watch a movie, maybe they'll watch it twice, but if you appeal to the fanboy, they're going to go multiple times. They're the ones that camp out to see these movies. They would go. Back in the day, people would go watch a movie or pay for a movie to watch a trailer and then leave. I mean, that's a dedication. That's just, if you want to be a fucking prick about it, there's dollar signs there. There's a mass market. So I think that with everything changing, especially with this whole, Snyder Cut movement, I think a lot of studios are starting to kind of open discussion. So,
yeah,
I mean, they're going to plan it. They'll probably run it through test audiences, but, Joker is just tried and true, Bubs. I mean, that's you're gonna redo Batman, and people are like, "What about the Joker?" I mean, that's an
Yeah.
unfortunate kind of thing, but you're right though. There's tons of amazing
Well,
characters.
I'm just saying they don't need to introduce it right away.
yeah,
Let
Yeah,
it
so,
get one movie and get
Build the Joker
Yeah,
up.
build it up. I mean, Nolan's build up for the Joker was just kind of like, whoa, boom, here we go. Next movie's Joker. That's it.
yeah,
And that was fine because we got an amazing Joker out of it. But I'm just saying that, I mean, we've had Batman, The Dark Knight came out in 2007, 2008?
2008.
And since then, we've had two other Jokers.
Yeah,
It's been 12 years. We've had three Jokers in 12 years.
yeah,
It's time to kind of...
Four if you include the TV show.
Yes, yeah, so
Yeah.
four. We've had four Jokers in 12 years.
hmm
what a bunch of
Give it a
clones.
rest. Give it a rest.
Yeah.
You're already doing your Joker, your second Joker movie.
Yeah.
That's fine. Leave it at that.
I mean, I'm probably the minority here, but I hope within this, if they decide to turn like this Batman universe into or this Batman film into an actual universe.
It is actually. Because it's tied into the Gotham PD show that's going to be on HBO Max.
I hope that they don't shy away from using metahumans.
Yeah.
I hope that they use characters like Poison Ivy and Clayface and
Clayface will be cool.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you guys want to see an awesome, grounded, realistic Mr. Freeze?
Fuck yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've been waiting for that.
That over the Joker.
I actually love the Mr. Freeze that's on the Harley Quinn show. That made me laugh.
Yeah.
So.
So good. That fucking dude. DC really, they turned it around a bit with that, dude. That is flawless.
Did you see Maxie Zeus?
Say that again.
Maxie Zeus from Harley Quinn.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Still my favorite fucking character on that show.
Sasso, right?
Yeah.
So good, man.
I mean,
episode one of that show just fucking, it took off. For like, oh shit,
I mean, I love King Shark and obviously Bane.
Yeah.
Those are my two favorite characters from the show. I hope they do a season 3. I know the writers were campaigning to.
I think it'll happen.
I don't know. I thought that they might have would have announced it at the Fandome night 2, but they didn't. So
yeah,
who knows? But
dude, if they don't, they need to do a Bane spinoff because that character is just fucking fantastic.
I mean, same with King Shark. He was done so well in the show. Now they're using him in the new Suicide Squad film.
Yeah.
And they're using him in the Suicide Squad video game.
Yeah.
Voiced by Samoa Joe.
Oh, that's what.
Yeah.
Ron Fun
I didn't know that.
does it.
Yeah, he's doing the voice of King Shark in the video game. But speaking of Suicide Squad trailer, they did the character trailer, which I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
But King Shark actually looks like they're going to be taking from the Harley Quinn show, as opposed to like doing like a version that they did on like the Flash or whatnot.
It is a very it's all very James Gunn, which I say in a very great way because I love James Gunn. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. So when they announced him as the director of this film, I was like, I'm on board with it.
I mean, the character thing was pretty cool, but the featurette was also really
all
really
that behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
that was cool. Yeah.
So like I saw that and I'm like, okay, now I'm excited for this film, and I like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, obviously.
Yeah. See, Margot Robbie to me is a great, almost like a perfect Harley Quinn. It's just that, like in the past, the way she's been written in the movies that they put her in are just not that great, So
I don't know. I thought Birds of Prey was really good.
I did.
What?
I didn't care for that movie.
You didn't like Birds of Prey?
I didn't care.
I liked it. I thought it was fun.
But
I
do know one thing though.
What's that?
I do know one thing though from the Batman trailer though. It did inspire me since I do my toy photography. I'm doing some shots, so I got this Batman right away to kind of be my Robert Pattinson. And then that one right there. And then I went out and I got it. I had remembered that the guy who plays Commissioner Gordon, he's also on another show called Westworld. And they had already actually made a action figure of him from that show, so I had went and I got that to do the shots. And it was funny because I was at the store buying the toy, and the guy was like right away, he was like, "Oh, you're gonna do a Commissioner Gordon, huh?" I was like, "Yep."
I love how
I was exposed. Huh?
I love how they're in your bed. Do you sleep with them, Mike?
Absolutely.
Mike, do you have a toy box, like a toy chest at the foot of your bed?
They're actually all here on my here. I'll show you. They're all here on my shelf.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Suicide Squad featurette.
That was cool. Yeah.
I'm obviously excited for it after watching it, just like Dave.
Yeah.
Of course, my fears come along with it. I hope it's not too much like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Too campy, yeah.
Yeah, just too overly campy. I know he's got like a really good sense of humor and everything like that, but Guardians of the Galaxy, I mean, as good of a movie it was just kind of like a walking fart joke with few sentimental moments here and there.
Yeah, see, and Marvel and it's a different tone here, so.
I mean, I think the campy, like I actually thought it was going to be very campy, which is what I think it's going to be very campy, which is kind of what I liked about it.
Well, I don't mind
just how bright and colorful it is, but hopefully it's rated R. At least,
yeah,
so
that's the thing I want. I mean, it could be bright and campy, but the DC tone is a lot different from Marvel, where it's all like family friendly and let's take the kids to go see Guardians. I don't want that. I want this Suicide Squad. I mean, it's already kind of got that like Pulp Fiction type poster and font ready to go.
Yeah.
It's like I want it to be like the Pulp Fiction of the DC universe. So
that'd be great.
All right.
I mean, I think it's got a good chance to be rated R because they were talking about it. They're talking about all the body parts flying around and shit getting shot off. So hopefully.
My fear with that is that since Birds of Prey didn't do that well, and that was incredibly violent, so like I have a fear that they might turn it to a PG-13 film, but I hope not.
Yeah.
So. But
rated R works. There's a movie out there called Deadpool. It did pretty good.
Joker did really well also.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, but moving along, the Snyder Cut trailer was released. They said it was going to be in 4 parts, 4-hour-long parts. Which, after watching Batman v Superman, that is literally like watching the way it's structured. It's like watching. Like binging a TV show.
Yeah.
Like it's the Ultimate Edition, at least. Like the Ultimate Edition. That's what it felt like to me, because it's like, you can cut it off right there and go into the next episode, and I think call it like episode 2 or whatever, and it'd work.
Yeah. I wish they would have just released it in a 4-hour bulk, because I want to sit through it and go through it like a fucking man,
Well, hopefully they'll release everything in one shot as opposed to like a weekly episodic format like we, recently we're used to with, The Mandalorian. But
Yeah.
I, for one, am in favor of, a lot of these stories going forward with that. Like, look, the original cut of this movie is like over 3-4 hours, so we have to trim it down, and then that usually ends up kind of hurting the film. So if you can present it in a, like, let's do it in parts, obviously you can't do it as a film that way, but, there's a huge market now for, a lot of platforms like Netflix or, HBO Max or whatever the case may be. As long as you don't offer it as some premium bullshit like Mulan, then I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right.
That's true. I mean, the trailer, to me, I kind of even call it to me, it kind of seemed more of like a sizzle reel than a trailer, because
I mean, I will say though, they were like, "Oh, you want Darkseid? Here's Darkseid," and it was
right
like
off
the first
bat.
part. Yeah, so they didn't like build up through it. They were just like, "Oh, you want to see Darkseid? Here you go." So
one thing that concerned me about the trailer is I know because it's a lot of, previously shot footage, but the aspect ratio of the trailer looked like a standard view DVD look. We didn't get a widescreen, so I don't know if that's something that's coming along or if that's just the way it's going to be.
It's not gonna be presented in a widescreen. He already said that when he shot the film, it was in that longer, I forget, but it was on that longer aspect ratio that's usually on film. And that's how he wants it to be presented, because it's more information vertically,
Okay.
because when they go and they crop it for the widescreen, it's not, it's trimmed that way, so stuff gets cut off obviously, but you see more lengthwise. But yeah, since he's in control of it now, so he wants it longwise like that. So yeah,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So. Well, we'll see how it works.
Are you talking about that 4-3 ratio?
4-3, yes.
4-3,
That's what it was. I'm sorry. Yeah, like I had a brain fart there. Yeah. I was like, what the hell am I talking about? Yeah, 4-3 ratio. Yeah.
I'm still excited to watch it. It's just, I'm so spoiled by widescreen, HD, Blu-ray. It's like.
Well, the widescreen format has been really big because, again, like, you're not focused on the top and the bottom, like Mike says. You're getting a wider shot. A lot of movies that focus on that have, like battle scenes and things like that really come into play. But the ratio, I don't know. I'm kind of interested because that's something you just don't see. It's like when Tarantino decides, like, hey, we're going to shoot on film. We're gonna go a little bit different. Because nowadays everything's all about digital and different ratio aspects. So that is kind of a unique feature, but I'm already sold, man. I mean, when the idea first came about, it was kind of like, well, I mean, that's everybody's take. The Snyder cut, the Ridley Scott cut, the fucking George Lucas cut. I mean, there's just things people always say, but now that it came to light and there's so much buzz around it, I mean, like, fuck, dude, I'm excited, man. And after we watch it, we can honestly say, like, look, dude, like, this is the film we should have had from the beginning.
Hopefully.
That good.
Because it's like the hype train's behind it, and I'm all for it. I want to watch it. I've been wanting to see it since it's been rumored, but I go back to the final scene and fanboys. What if the movie sucks?
That's always a fear.
I mean, if it sucks, it sucks. It's at least we're not paying for it,
Technically, we are. Well, actually, no. So.
Well, I think me and Bubs are, but in a different light.
But but
it's exciting is what it is. I mean, look, the Batman movie, I'm fucking stoked for. Suicide Squad, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not super stoked, but I'm very intrigued. And the more that comes out is probably going to help seal my opinion on it. But definitely got my eyes on it. And then now with the Snyder cut, dude, I'm all for it. So I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's 3 for 3 in my book, dude.
Other news to come out of the Fandome. Well, actually, this came out recently. Wonder Woman was pushed back again.
Yeah.
To Christmas, I think, is what they said.
Okay.
So
Christmas 2020.
Christmas
pretty much at this point, yeah.
But I don't remember too much about the trailer. I know they revealed Cheetah. So
it was okay. I mean, as far as like lists of trailers that day, it was cool, but it was probably.
I mean, it's kind of weird with Wonder Woman I really thoroughly enjoyed the Wonder Woman film.
Oh, I did too. Yeah.
Like it's literally it's one of probably
Absolutely, yeah.
top 10 favorite superhero films of all time. It's a really good film.
It is. Yeah.
At the same time, I'm not excited about Wonder Woman 84 or whatever the fuck it's called. so
There's been no real build up for it though.
Like the whole promotion for it and kind of like I said, hype train for it has been kind of.
It's for me. It's like it's the movie takes place in World War I, and then Diana disappears for 40 years, or there's no middle point.
It's like what happened in the 50s and 60s.
Right.
70s.
It's like, did you fight Hitler?
Well,
I mean, World War II was just 10 years off from that, so.
History lesson, Dave. It was kind of rough for women during that time, so I wouldn't say you're probably going to get any story until maybe the late 60s, 70s is probably a good turning point.
That's just your average everyday woman. She is a Wonder Woman. So.
Hey,
she's a superhero.
Be that as it may, unless she's buying milk with her fucking outfit and using the lasso of truth to get some fucking shit done, John Q. Public doesn't know that.
I'd be thoroughly entertained if Wonder Woman showed up at the Mad Men set and just kicked all their asses.
Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty fun. So.
Yeah, but, it's like with the X-Men, the recent incarnation of X-Men, with the First Class. At least there were 3 movies, and they all took place over 3 different decades.
Yeah,
and we're not getting that. We're not getting that with Wonder Woman. We're going straight from World War I to 1984. Yeah. It's like, what, are you going to stop Ronald Reagan from becoming president?
Yeah, the Reagan years.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
I'm not. I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like Dave, I thoroughly enjoyed Wonder Woman, and it wasn't my favorite superhero movie, but it was a good movie. What? Woman 84.
I'm going to pitch a concept here, and remember, I'm the one that pitched the Boba Fett teenage years idea. So why don't we do, she goes to college, and we'll do the college years and her experimentation. I think that would.
I mean, personally, I'd like to see her invent the invisible jet. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So
I hope so. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's going to be the easiest scene to film.
Mm-hmm. You're in it now.
Oh man.
The trailer was very just. It was just a trailer. I didn't get super stoked for it. I haven't gotten super stoked about Wonder Woman 84 yet. So I'm just kind of waiting for it to come out just so I can see it.
Yeah.
So, but it's probably going to be like the first movie where Chris Pine's the best part of the movie. So.
Right. Yeah.
I disagree with that. I actually thought Gal Gadot was probably the best part of the film, especially the big battle scenes.
It's okay for you to be wrong. So.
Maybe the first time.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Chris Pine in the film. I think but I mean, it's just he was the typical sidekick, funny sidekick character.
Yeah. But Wonder Woman 84 is coming out eventually. Yeah. Bless you, babe.
Bless you.
I don't know. At this point, they might as well just release on HBO Max.
Yeah.
So
for $35.
Well, considering it's already $15.
Yeah.
Well, now, now, and then I'm just wondering, if they're gonna jack up the, when they finally have a release date, if they're gonna jack up the price,
Yeah.
I'm calling it right now. This whole Mulan premiere thing is going to be a huge failure, and it's never going to happen again. So I don't think we have to worry about that. I mean, I think that if you're willing to pay, $15-$20 to see it in the theater, that's the same price you should pay if they want to do an exclusive thing. I mean, it makes sense. But I mean, why am I going to pay $30? I wouldn't pay $30 to go see Bill and Ted in the theater. You know what I mean? So I think it's keeping it, with the right, because this whole multiple people will watch it. I mean, you're just kind of, disrespecting fans. Yeah. I mean, with everything that's happened, you can show a little class and say, look, we trust you. We have, it's going to be fine. But whatever. Yeah, I'm not. Wonder Woman.
Any other thoughts on Fandome? Because I think that's pretty much about it.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I got up early in the morning, 10 a.m., and I watched it all the way till 5:30. So, I was in for the whole 8 hours. I even took the day off.
Oh yeah, I know they announced Black Adam officially. Like they had like the
they had like a bunch of concept art in The Rock talking about it. So yeah.
So and he'll be fighting the Justice Society.
Yeah, of America. Yeah, like Hawkman and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I do have a feeling coming out of Fandome that I think DC is going to have an uprising here pretty soon, and I think Marvel is going to start declining because they really don't have anywhere else to go. I mean,
after Endgame.
Yeah, I mean, all of the fan favorite characters are gone.
Yeah, true.
And I mean, they're going to have to build off of Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well,
who knows what's going to happen with the 20th Century Fox and X-Men and Fantastic Four.
We'll get into that like
when it happens.
We'll get into that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Like the thoughts on Marvel. Yeah. So we got stuff to talk about. But I think that's it for Fandome. So this is gonna be the worst. But what about what else is going on? What playoffs?
Yeah, playoffs. Yeah, we got both NBA, NHL playoffs. Crispy, your boys are one win away from getting to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Stanley Cup.
Hey, I said it before and I'll say it again, dude. This whole COVID thing really changed this season for every team. It kind of put everybody on equal playing field. Some teams, they had guys that were injured that were able to come back. So across the board, dude, it was do or die. And unfortunately, your teams didn't quite make the cut. I'm hoping, man. I mean, dude, how long has it been, dude? Whether it was baseball, soccer, hockey, I mean, Crispy needs a brand new pair of everything, baby, and this would really kind of help.
Well, I mean, the Dodgers came close,
a couple
times, but they blew it because of the Dodgers. So, but I'm happy for you, Crispy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I was telling Bubs earlier before I went on the air. It figures that with my luck and how everything's happened, if the Stars do win, it would be a season where you don't have fans to celebrate in the crowd, and kind of almost might be like that so-called WrestleMania moment that McIntyre had, where it's just like it's just not the same, But hey, well, the W's a W, man. We'll take that cup.
They're gonna hold up the Stanley Cup to a video board.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen.
For WWE, so.
Yeah. Honestly, anything can happen, man. If you watch that Colorado series, obviously the boys came back and forced the Game 7 into overtime. And I mean, I don't know. I don't want to make any predictions, but I can't help but feel like it's going to be Tampa Bay and Dallas, dude. So even if we go to the next round, it's going to be a battle. And I'm proud of the boys. And, I'm just, I'm sweating it.
Personally, I hope it's Dallas and the Islanders, just because I like to use that GIF that I made of heavyweights. So, team of the future, I say.
I'm in the same boat with Dave. I hope the Islanders can come back because I have a coworker who's from Long Island. He loves the Islanders, so I'd like to see. Like I'm happy for Crispy, obviously, and then if it's the Islanders, I'll be happy for my coworker. So,
you know what? I really don't care if it's the Islanders or Tampa Bay. I'm just looking at the way Tampa Bay's been playing, but it's no secret the Islanders are bringing it back. Tomorrow's game, I think, will be a strong indicator. But I mean, shit, man. The important thing is that the Stars go. That's the important thing.
Islanders, team of the future.
Yeah. But what about your Celtics, Bubba?
I mean, that series was very, very, very interesting. Celtics going up 3-0, and then they had that controversial game where Toronto actually won, and then or they're up 2-0. I'm sorry, and then the controversial game where the Celtics should have won, and it completely changed the series.
Well, what was controversial about it?
There was a foul at the end of the game that shouldn't have been a foul.
Oh, okay.
And the NBA officiating is god awful. Both ways, going both ways for Toronto and Boston.
Yeah.
The Celtics, they should have won Game 6. They were tied at the end of the fourth quarter when Kemba Walker drove to the basket, went for a layup, and he was hit in the back and hit in the arm. Referees didn't call foul as he's going over the shot. So,
there's a part of me that, like, when I'm watching playoffs, sometimes I'm kind of glad when the refs just step out.
yeah.
But if it's like a blatant foul that needs to be called, it probably should be called.
And it was a blatant foul because the referees association, they actually came out on Twitter and they're like, yeah, that should have been a foul call.
Interesting.
So, yeah,
that game went double overtime, didn't it?
Yeah, and the Celtics ended up losing, but they redeemed themselves in Game 7. I think Jason Tatum became the second youngest person behind Kobe Bryant to score 25 points, 10 assists, and 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists in a clinching game.
Nice.
So, it was really kind of his coming out party, and it's going to be a tough series, man. Miami, they're a tough defense. You've got 2 of the top 5 defensive teams going at each other.
Yeah. I mean, that was a shocker watching Milwaukee fall. Like, they didn't even they barely put up a fight.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing with Milwaukee. As great as Giannis Antetokounmpo is, he doesn't have any help.
No.
And Chris Middleton is not your help. So I think Giannis is gone. So there's been rumors of him going to Dallas. There's been rumors of him possibly going to Houston, Golden State.
Oh God, no!
He's gonna tag along somewhere where he could actually contend for a title and possibly win a title. So, I mean, Brooklyn might be an option because they've got Kyrie and Kevin Durant. But he's leaving Milwaukee. I mean, you're not going to win as long as Milwaukee keeps that roster. They're not going to win.
Yeah.
So,
well, which kind of sucks for Milwaukee because they haven't really been relevant in
since the
years. 80s. Yeah,
since before that, probably the 70s since Kareem was there.
Yeah. So, you kind of feel bad for him, but if you don't put a team around him, if you don't get him help, there's what do you expect him to do? Just sit there and lose?
Yeah,
I mean Kevin Garnett gave up most of his career in Minnesota.
Yeah,
and they barely 1 year they got him help.
Yeah,
and it's and then at that point he was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna leave. Fuck this."
Yeah, so, then he went to the Celtics and won one.
Yeah, because they actually got him help and they actually put a good team around him. Yeah. So,
but it's going to be very interesting. As much as I love hockey, the NBA playoffs have been a little bit more intriguing to me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you've got the Celtics who were the Celtics were supposed to be there. They were supposed to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then you had Miami who came out of nowhere. And Miami's a damn good basketball team. When LeBron was in Miami and Eric Spoelstra was the coach, I was like, oh, the only reason he's winning a title is because of LeBron and D. Wade and Chris Bosh. But Eric Spoelstra's a damn good basketball coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got Jimmy Butler. He's got Kelly Olynyk. He's got a solid group of guys, just like the Celtics. The Celtics, they're a solid group of guys with no standout superstar.
Well, I mean, Jason Tatum is starting.
He's a superstar that they built.
Yeah, he's starting to grow.
Look at the Lakers. The Lakers, they bought their superstars. They bought LeBron James. They bought Anthony Davis, and their opponent is still pending as of today. Yeah. We'll find out tomorrow if the Clippers can close it down. But Clippers is the same thing. They bought Paul George. They got Kawhi Leonard. They had to go out and actually get people, whereas in the Celtics and the Miami Heat, with the exception of Jimmy Butler, they've had to build their teams.
It's very reminiscent of the Pistons teams from the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
So,
and they're all,
or even the Spurs,
and they're all great defensively. I watch the Celtics defensively, and I'm just like, good God, they're so good. And even Toronto, without Kawhi Leonard, who knew that they were going to be as good as they were?
Yeah.
But
I mean, they were doing pretty well before. Who they traded the Spurs? Fuck, what's his name?
DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, like I know he was like their big star, star. But and then when they traded for Kawhi and everything, but like they were still a playoff team.
Yeah.
It's just like the rest of the team just needed to mature around him.
Yeah.
So you kind of feel bad for him. It's like, he leaves, they win a championship with Kawhi, and now Kawhi leaves, and they're still a pretty damn good team.
Yeah.
Without him. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm actually like, there's a part of me that's looking forward to like if it ends up the Clippers versus the Lakers, just because I don't think that's ever happened before.
No, the Clippers have never been to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah,
either.
so
this will be if they get there, this will be the first time in their franchise history. So
and that'll be another thing. It's like, will they be able to? Because the Lakers are a fucking juggernaut right now.
Yeah.
So I think any team that goes up against them, it's going to be a tough task to beat them.
Yeah,
but
the fun thing right now about the NBA playoffs is all 4 teams can win the title.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, oh, the Lakers are going to just sweep through the Clippers or sweep through the Nuggets. It's like
that's another team that surprised me. The Nuggets, like
the Nuggets they're a solid basketball team. And just like the Eastern Conference, I could see the Eastern Conference Finals going 7 games easily.
Yeah.
But whatever matchup we get, and I'm just hoping it's Celtics versus someone with the Celtics winning.
I mean, personally, I hope it's not the Lakers because I don't want them anywhere near the finals. But
no, see, if it's Celtics Clippers, obviously I want the Celtics to win.
Yeah.
But if the Clippers somehow win, I'll be happy for the Clippers because it's got to suck being in an arena where the women's basketball team have more banners than you. So Taylor Swift has a fucking banner at Staples Center before the Clippers do.
Oh my god!
Well, didn't the owner of the Clippers just buy the Forum?
Yeah, he bought the Forum, and I guess he's really gonna revamp that area. And as far as I know, he's gonna bring the Clippers back. He's gonna put the Clippers in the house that the Lakers built.
Yeah,
which is fucking insane to me.
I mean,
come to Anaheim. Come to Anaheim.
I mean, the Clippers had a chance to come to Anaheim, but they wanted their own. They wanted their own arena.
Yeah. Well,
fucking Sterling, racist piece of shit.
I wouldn't give them their own arena in the fucking NBA Live game.
If the Clippers came to Anaheim, I would be a Clipper fan. Yeah. I would cheer for the Clippers. I'd go to Clipper games.
Yeah, blame Donald Sterling. He wanted his own arena.
Racist fucking asshole. So.
I mean, they could have been somewhat out of the Lakers' shadow. They wouldn't have those banners looming over them.
Yeah.
And they could have built their own, sort of like the Angels and Ducks. They could have built their own fan base in Anaheim, but they're like, oh no, we want our own arena. Well, fuck you. Okay.
It's just sad. Like I went to the Clipper Celtic game earlier this year, and I mean they put banners in front of the Lakers banners so they don't have to look at them.
Yeah, I know.
It's the truth. Like they put these big giant team banners in front, so they don't have to stare. It's pretty sad.
Don't they cover up the Kings banners also?
No, the Kings banners are the only ones that are actually in the rafters.
Oh, okay.
So they're not up against the wall like the Lakers ones are. But,
okay.
But I mean, either way, regardless what matchup is, it's gonna be the NBA Finals are gonna be exciting. The Stanley Cup Finals will be exciting as always. I hope for Crispy his Stars win. I hope for my sake, of course, the Celtics win. So
yeah, hey man, I'm for that too, dude. I mean, I think this could be our year, dude. I mean, usually it's one of us and our teams pull through, but it'd be nice if it could be a dual celebration.
Yeah, I was hoping my pattern would have continued because I buy every time my teams win a championship banner, or I buy a flag. So 2012 I had the Kings, 2014 I had the Kings. 2016, I had the Cubs, and then of course I got screwed over in 2018. Nothing happened. So hopefully I can get back on track with 2020, so I can buy a Celtic flag. So,
man, green's the scene. Am I right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's so funny with sports right now because right now is usually the most exciting time for sports because hockey and basketball are starting up. Baseball is winding down, and football starting up. Now it's hockey, basketball, and baseball are winding down, and just football is starting up.
Yeah.
But it's still awesome, and I'm excited for football.
I mean, basketball and hockey will be back in December, right?
I think so.
Is that what they said?
I think that's what they're aiming for.
Yeah, so that's not too long of a wait,
Yeah, but
so.
Football started already. We already had one game in the books with the Texans and the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be an interesting football season, I think. I mean, it's going to be pretty wide open. We don't really know, besides like the obvious teams like the Chiefs.
Yeah,
you don't really know.
They're the favorite right now.
Yeah, they're the odds-on favorite. I mean, but you don't really know who has what. There's been no preseason games. Everybody's going off of scrimmages.
Yeah.
So week 1 will be pretty interesting. So I don't think my Bears are going to fare too well this season, but I could be optimistic. I hope.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing. Like usually I get like a lot of like. Usually I can somewhat put an educated guess on who might make the NFL playoffs.
Yeah.
But right now I'm just like, I don't know. Like I have no information to make like proper predictions. Besides that the Chiefs are still pretty good, and potentially like the and maybe like the NFC North, might be won by the Vikings. That's like my best guess.
There's people out there picking the Lions to win the NFC North right now, which is crazy to me. Yeah. But there are interesting storylines going into the season. Like obviously, Tampa Bay with Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, how they're going to fare down there. I mean,
oh, Mister, I'm too afraid to jump to fall down 6 feet onto a bunch of wrestlers.
Yeah. So, it's just it's interesting to see what's going to happen there. Like, is Tom Brady's age finally going to catch up with him? Are we really going to find out whether it was the mastermind or the player behind the Patriots' success, or same with New England? It's like I think New England still owns the AFC East. I don't think the Dolphins.
I don't know. That's another
Jets
thing.
Suck. The Bills are the biggest contender.
Yeah,
in that division right now.
The Bills were pretty good last year. So,
if Cam Newton can stay healthy, and if Cam Newton can put his ego aside and return to form from 2015, the Patriots are still going to be very good.
Yeah.
So
that's another thing I know is that the Bills are still pretty good.
Yeah, the Bills will be good. Obviously, the Chiefs are going to be good. I'm sure the 49ers will be all right. Seahawks will be fine.
Didn't Miami go on like a little run at the end of last season?
But
so
they have a big hole at quarterback. They're going to start Ryan Fitzpatrick over Tua Lavungo, whatever his last name is,
which is probably a good idea.
Yeah,
actually give Tua time to develop as opposed to let's just throw our first round draft pick in the Lions' den and watch him fail, then watch his career just go down the tubes.
Yeah. What tubes?
Hey Joey, look at the fucking tube.
But like I try to follow as much as I could in the I guess preseason.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Hard Knocks on HBO with the Chargers and the Rams.
They're still showing that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they did a duel with the Chargers and Rams this year.
Oh, nice.
So it was actually pretty good. It's on HBO Max if you want to check it out. I think the Chargers have a good chance of being pretty decent. I mean, they were okay last year.
They got some pretty nice jerseys now. I'll say that
they've got the best jersey set in the NFL right now, hands down.
Yeah.
So the Rams
better than the Rams.
They got that penis-nosed Ram logo now.
God, yeah.
I love the color scheme. I love that like brightish royal blue.
Yeah.
But I don't like that bone white, and I hate the number font on the jerseys. Yeah. It's not football to me.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Rams will be as good as they were. I think it's going to take the Rams a few years to kind of get that mojo back that they had when they went to the Super Bowl. I think they still do have a really good defense. Yeah. They still have Aaron Donald. and like they'll be. I think they'll be okay, but I think the Niners really have that. The Niners is that division is going to come down to the Niners and the Seahawks. So
Yeah, that's true.
So, do you have any predictions on who might win the Super Bowl this year or anything like that?
I hope the Bears, but that ain't gonna happen. I think it's a good possibility that we see Kansas City repeat.
I'm gonna say it's going to be Kansas City and Seattle.
Yeah.
So that's my prediction for the Super Bowl with Kansas City, obviously winning. So
yeah. I think I'm gonna go Kansas City and New Orleans.
Yeah, they're still pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, Crispy, do you have any predictions? You've been pretty silent. So.
No.
And Mike, you don't really watch sports.
Well, you know what? Yeah, like I haven't. Well, especially now, yeah, like I haven't been watching it as much as you guys, so I'm kind of out of the loop on that one. But I like your predictions. They're sounding pretty good.
I don't know. You somehow predicted the Stanley Cup.
I did, yeah.
Last year when you predicted St. Louis and Boston, you're just like, I don't know, St. Louis.
Let me go
Boston.
check my magic, my magic 8 ball right here. I don't know.
Just throw 2 teams out there, Mike. Just say 2 cities.
Let's see. New Orleans and the Saints and the Vikings.
Can't happen. They're both in the same conference.
I know. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
NFC Championship. Okay.
Yeah. In my world, this is what would happen. Let's see. Let's just go the Patriots again.
All right.
They're your team, so.
Yeah.
The new bowl. New England versus New Orleans.
The new bowl.
I don't know. I'm going to throw. I got to say, I do like Seattle and Kansas City coming out too, so I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
All right.
I will say this: Week 1 prediction for the Bears-Lions game. I'm going to say Bears 612, Lions -3. But the Bears will be held to under 200 rushing yards.
Okay. Are you going to have your barbecue sauce IV with you?
I already do.
There you go.
Okay.
I've got let's see, where is it? Right here. Boom.
Did you get that from Knott's?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're the only ones that sell boysenberry stuff.
Yeah. Well, we're going to the Taste of Halloween October 3rd, so that.
Oh, sweet.
They got some pretty delicious, tasty stuff. Oh, there's the cat. So, but
you lost your cat?
No, he sleeps on the chair now under the table. So.
All right.
Yeah, but football season is underway. Hopefully it'll be good. I could only hope and pray for the best.
Yep.
Mitchell Trubisky, MVP this year, baby. He's going to break the season single passing records of total yards and total touchdowns. He may even break the single season rushing record for touchdowns. Mitchell Trubisky. My prediction.
Hey, I just want to say really quick, I just saw the new Rams logo, and it reminds me of like that WCW logo towards the end of their fucking existence with that kind of C in the middle there.
Right there, baby. MVP. MVP.
I don't have any sports pop vinyls within reach, so I can't say, oh, this is nice cup shirt, by the way. It's kind of cool.
Thank you. It kind of looks like upside down boobs.
Yeah, I know. That's why I like it.
Like
it looks like you have giant nipples on your chest, on your shirt. So,
right there.
I haven't seen Sand Dollar Areola since I was in college. So,
we're going to talk about wrestling. Or I had this on the run sheet, but we're already going at an hour and a half, and it's almost 10 o'clock. So, we can fold it up and then pick it up later.
Here's the breakdown. There's really not a whole lot going on the WWE side worth talking about. The end. AW, keep up the good work.
Yeah.
1 million viewers, first time ever.
Keep on trucking.
Well,
you know.
Well, since October.
Second time.
Yeah, totally.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really keep track anymore.
Speaking of that, my speaking of toys too, my ongoing hunt for AEW figures.
Yeah, I quit that. I quit that within the first week. I'm like, Walmart's never gonna get them, so I give up.
I even went to Frankenstein's and I was like, you know what, like I'm just gonna go check them out and see how much scalpers charge me here, and they don't have shit either. Somebody had one guy had a Kenny Omega figure, but he wanted like $100 for it.
Jesus
Fuck
Christ!
that.
So I was like, I'm sorry, no, I can't do that. I can't do it.
You trying to clean me out of the cleaner?
Yeah, exactly. He's trying to clean my bank account.
So if anybody from Jazzwares somehow stumbles onto this, produce more goddamn figures.
Yes, please.
And put them at other places besides Walmart, because Walmart sucks.
Yeah,
especially here in Southern
sucks.
California. They are
Walmart
horrible.
sucks the wiener.
Yes.
Yes, it does. But
whole bag of.
yeah, I don't really want to I can't really think of any like wrestling thoughts right now. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, a side thought. Since you said wieners, could it be a box of wieners?
They just stick out like baguettes or what?
No, because you got your bag of dicks. Why not your box?
Yeah, that's true. Big box. Yeah.
Big box.
Sticking out like
size,
cow
It maybe a I don't know, a sack of dongs or something.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Before we get into the serious news, that's a really funny thing to say. Really terrible thing to say before what we're about to talk about. But sadly, over what was it last 2 weeks ago? Chadwick Boseman passed.
Yeah.
That was incredibly sad. Like I don't, I try not to let like celebrity deaths really don't hit me.
Yeah.
But just how unexpected Chadwick Boseman's death was, it was like,
yeah,
like it was shocking. Like it legitimately shocked me.
Like out of a list of people who you think in celebrity wise who would be, like going there, you're just like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the part about it. They really just like,
Yeah. The night he passed away, Elizabeth and I were out running errands, and we decided that we were going to go get her car washed. We were going to the Shell station just to go to the drive-through one. So while we're waiting in line, I pulled my phone out and I was just going to check Twitter. And I went to the trending things, and it said, "Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman." I'm like, that's probably a fucking hoax. So I clicked it, and I mean, it was like legitimate news sources. Is like, holy shit, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
And I messaged you guys because anytime big breaking news happens, we have our long trending Facebook message that we've had for God knows how long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I messaged you guys immediately, and I just sat there and I was like, God, that sucks. And just like reading about how it happened and what it was from, and I'm like, just start thinking, it's like how tough that dude was.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really get superheroes in real life, but his attitude and just what he did in those 4 years made him an actual superhero.
Yeah.
The fact that he went through this battle and he didn't tell anybody.
But at least not the general public.
Yeah, not the general public. And, obviously nobody knew except for the people who were closest to him.
Yeah.
But still going out there and just putting on these just legendary performances, and still going out there and making the public appearances with a smile on his face, and still seeing kids. Like, I read a story about how he went and saw a kid who was dying of cancer while he was going through it himself, and just still having the courage and the toughness to smile through that.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking. It is
Yeah.
absolutely heartbreaking, and like, as far as the character goes, it's like there's not too many people that embody a character,
Mhm.
but he really did embody T'Challa and Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like that was, that was the character that he was born to play, and he was gonna die playing too. And it's like, son of a bitch. It's like, it's still just heartbreaking. And like Dave, like, celebrity deaths don't get to me
Yeah.
very often. I mean, there's very few where I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This
I think-
one hurt. I mean,
Yeah.
this has been, I mean, besides the COVID stuff and like everything being shut down, this has been just a shit year with deaths. I mean, with Kobe and,
Yeah.
now Chadwick Boseman, like Kobe's death, like, still, I didn't think I was gonna respond the way I did with Kobe's death.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like that with Chadwick Boseman too. Like, I just felt this like overwhelming sadness.
Yeah. It was just like gut wrenching, just like it was
As the night went on, and I saw, because like I was like, because I did the same thing. I was on Twitter, and I just went to the trending page, and I saw it, and I'm like, holy crap, and just seeing how people responded to it, and then watching interviews with him.
Yeah.
Like, I saw this one where he was, I think it was to promote Black Panther,
Yeah.
where he was talking to this woman who had these two kids. That I think it was two kids that had cancer, that were fighting through cancer, and like the kids, they were like, I wanted to stay alive so I can go see the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and just seeing him, and he's telling this story as he's already been diagnosed at this point.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I got a phone call. Give me a second. Go ahead and talk.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I think Bubs, you probably said it the best, that, sometimes, a person that plays a superhero ends up being, a superhero in real life. And,
Yeah.
as you guys have probably noticed, I haven't been on the chat line as often. I get things like way after the fact, just because of everything going on in my personal life. But usually when I see like a string of messages,
Yeah.
usually fun or kooky or whatever. But when I saw that, I was just like, whoa. And then, of course, I want to get more information. And, what really tripped me out is the events that happened, how they happened, when they happened. I mean, that was Jackie Robinson Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on that day too, which is kind of pretty trippy.
Ever watched his performance in that movie? I mean, it's just outstanding. Of course, all his performances. I mean, the man was just so gifted, and I mean, I was kind of surprised because I didn't realize how old he was. I mean, just
Yeah,
quite a
same
young
here.
guy,
Yeah.
you know. And the second thing about, obviously, that he'd been dealing with this, and of course it makes sense. Some people, they don't want to, let their personal lives too much. They don't want to give too much of their personal life in the public eye, but especially when there's some sort of sickness or ailment. And I mean, I look back and I see these performances, I see these interviews, and I just think there's like nothing. There's no tell. There was nothing. I mean, the strength that man had. I mean, we see all these emotional outpours of support, and just how it affects everybody. I mean, in one way or another, people drew inspiration from this man, whether it was him personally, the characters he portrayed. I mean, how often do you watch a movie and you think, what, this actor would be better in this role? I can't think of anybody. I really can't think of anyone that could have played the Black Panther character better than him. I mean, the second he got that role, like, he made it his own, and
It made sense, yeah.
yeah. So I don't know what the future holds for that franchise. I mean, there's a lot of conversations, a lot of decisions to make, but for the time being, I mean, they could take pride in knowing that they had somebody that was just a real life superhero, like you said, Bub. So you're welcome, dude.
We mentioned Marvel earlier about Bubba mentioned how they're going to build around who they're going to build around now, and Bubba mentioned Spider-Man, and like before before his death happened, I would have said, "Oh, it's going to be Black Panthers who you're going to build around." You know, he's one of the highest drawing superheroes out there. You know, the Black Panther is one of the highest drawing Marvel movies. It's like I think within the top 4 or top 5. And Iron Man didn't do that. Captain America didn't do that. It was Black Panther that did that.
Yeah.
Which has showed what that character and what those films
meant to people,
not only people of color but just to everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
So
everybody embraced that character.
Yeah.
Which is something that you don't get too often.
No.
Obviously with the black community, it meant a lot to the black community. But everybody shared in that joy and just really loved that character and loved that movie. I mean, I've maybe heard a few people say a bad thing about Black Panther.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's the thing. I haven't heard anybody say anything explicitly bad about the film.
Yeah.
Mainly, it's just been, it was okay. That was probably the worst thing.
Yeah,
and that's say about it.
Yeah. That's like the most negative I would hear about it. But, I mean, I hope they don't try to rush into anything. I mean, the natural progress of this will probably be Suri, is that her name?
Yes, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's I wouldn't want to recast T'Challa. I mean,
no, I don't think they can.
Happen.
Yeah, I don't think they can do that.
That character was Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked about it with a friend of mine at work, and I know it would be kind of weird, but Marvel kind of does whatever the fuck they want now. Yeah. It would be, for me, I would have liked to see like Killmonger come back and take over the mantle. Like,
that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Have him not die at the end of Black Panther, but have them resuscitate him and rehabilitate him and everything like that, and have like Michael B. Jordan step into that role. But the natural order of things, it'll probably be Suri, and that's great too. That the actress that plays her she's amazing as well. But it's
My thought was if they didn't want to go that route, you could put M'Baku in that position. I think that would work as well, because he was another strong character in the film that I think Winston Duke, right? Is that the guy's name? Yeah. I thought he did a fantastic job in that film also. Like, just like every character in that film I liked.
Yeah.
And I thought M'Baku really stood out to me, and I was thinking, maybe he could step into like that role, or maybe he and Suri could kind of share in like the protection of Wakanda and all that. So,
but I mean, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was gonna say, just now I think is a time to kind of be vigilant and just kind of just let it mourn, and just kind of just really just hunker down and like really plan something that you want to do. Not yet, like I said, not just kind of just rush into it and just kind of just try and solve the problem right away. Like if there's any time to do it, it's now. Because like, with everything kind of still being shut down, there's really no production going on anyway. So so like now's the time to just really kind of just settle down and just plan things out, and do it right, So.
But go ahead.
I think just to show like the warrior spirit that Chadwick Boseman had.
Yeah.
He was looking forward to he knew how sick he was.
Yeah.
But he never let it get it down. He was looking forward to being a Black Panther too.
Yeah. Well, I think it was Ryan Coogler did an interview, and he said that he was going to start training in August.
Yeah.
For Black Panther 2. I mean, that's how dedicated he was, and that's how much he was looking forward to doing this. And I mean, none of us know how bad a shape he was in, leading up to his death.
I mean, there was some like question into how he was doing, because he did a video interview on Instagram Live.
Yeah, it was actually on Jackie Robinson, the actual Jackie Robinson Day, which is in April. I remember I watched it and I was like, man, he
looks so thin. Yeah,
I was like, he doesn't look good, but everybody was saying that, oh, he's preparing for a role where he plays a slave and everything like that. But I'm like, yeah, but I've seen that look on people's faces,
Yeah.
and he
And-
looked unhealthy.
Yeah, and this is why I don't think you should joke about certain things, especially like, like if somebody comes out looking really thin, like people were making jokes about it, saying like, oh, a month into quarantine, saying, making memes and jokes about how Chadwick looked and everything, and they didn't know, they thought they were just doing it good fun, but I think that really just shows that you shouldn't really make fun of somebody on how they look,
Yeah.
on how they,
Unless they're getting really fat.
yeah.
Just kidding.
What you're allowed to make fun of fat people
Because I'm fat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm fat. Yeah, but
Reacts, baby.
yeah, but just the whole situation is really sad, and like I didn't think it would hit me as hard as it did, but
Yeah.
as the night went on, it just got like the only time really like a celebrity death really hit me was probably Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bawled like a baby for like 2 days. And granted, I didn't do it this time, but I was, tearing up just watching interviews with him and everything.
Yeah. It was so pretty. It was a very somber couple of days after,
And, so hopefully, our condolences and everything go to his family and friends, and hell, to anybody that looked up to him,
Just fucking. It's just a hard loss on that one, man. I enjoyed him. I didn't know him personally or anything. None of us did, but he just seemed just like a genuine good dude.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys that you would watch and his smile literally lit up a room.
Yeah.
And I remember like one of my favorite memories of watching him was when he was sitting on the sidelines for the NBA Slam Dunk contest after Black Panther came out. He's like doing the Wakanda salute with all the players and just having a damn good time. And, you never heard a bad thing about him.
No.
And it's just, it just sucks, man.
In a world, in Hollywood especially, where there's a lot of shady people and a lot of
fucking scumbags
and rapists and all that, it sucks to see such a good person.
Yeah.
It's just a very terrible situation, and we wish our best to his family and friends and everything.
But the best thing to take away from it though is just look at his spirit and just look at, like Dave said, the warrior mentality that he had up until his dying days. It's admirable, and that's just the way that he went through life, and the way that he had his attitude towards life. Even in his worst moments, he was still making the best of it, and I really do think that's where a lot of people lose touch, and that's a lot of people let little things get in their way, and they take the little things and make it like the worst possible thing that's going on. Just think of him and be like, you know what? If he can get through life going through something like that, this isn't so bad.
Yeah. We can do it. Yeah, we can push through for sure.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
Fucking rest in power, indeed, Chadwick Boseman.
Yep.
So.
All right. So I think that's going to be like the last segment of the episode. Do we have any picks or anything this week?
Christmas Choice, Mikey likes it. Devo's the Lights, Bo's best.
I started watching The Boys.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Really good. I watched the first season within like 2 days.
Yeah.
And I was like hooked after the first episode. It's really good.
Yeah.
And they're kind of releasing, I don't know, I think they're doing 3 episodes every Friday. Okay. I think that's how they're doing it, like with the second season. So they released they released the first 3 episodes, and I think yesterday they released 3 more. I'm not sure though. So
I don't have Amazon Prime, so I can't watch it.
I'll have to send you my login. It's really good.
All right.
So, but if you do have Amazon Prime, watch it. one of the characters is actually wearing a Kenny Omega shirt
Oh, really?
Oh,
in the
Nice.
second episode of season 2.
Sweet.
So yeah, Frenchie, the character's name is.
Yeah.
Like you could you see like the Elite. It says like the Elite, and I was like, oh, it's an Elite shirt. And then I saw a better
Kendra.
photo and I saw it was a Kenny Omega shirt. I'm like, that's pretty awesome.
Nice.
like
But-
him.
And then if you haven't watched it yet, I think we all have the Harley Quinn show.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh.
I haven't finished season 2 yet, but I'm getting there.
It's good.
It's really good.
It's good.
I hope they bring it. Like it ended on a good note, but I'm like, I really want to see more of this, so I hope they come out with a season 3.
Yeah.
So
I've actually been working on an impression of that Bane voice because I showed Jeremy, which by the way, he says hello to all you boys.
What's up,
Um,
Jim?
Yeah, because I showed him a few clips of Bane and he really liked it, and I've been trying to work on that because I'm gonna blow up that voice because it's like the way that he talks and the way that he's animated are like two styles.
Yeah.
That scene where he just like wants to blow up Todd from the fucking juice thing is it's Bane. Oh, it's Bane. I come in every day, Todd. You know, like I've been trying to like do that voice because I love it, man. Like I've been saying that phrase. I'm gonna blow it up. You know, like when something goes on at work and it's like, oh, you got to stay for a meeting after work. Like, I'm gonna blow that place up. You know. I do want to say, as a segue to me, I don't really have any particular show or movie to watch, but I did see something on YouTube actually the other day when I was working that was really interesting. So I'm sure you guys have all seen the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie,
Yeah.
the late great Gene Wilder. So you've seen that. Now, have any of you guys seen Snowpiercer?
No.
Mm-mm.
Are you familiar with it? You know, it's a movie. It's on. Okay.
I've
It's on
seen the
Netflix.
movie poster, but I've never watched.
What's it called again? I'm sorry. What was it?
Snowpiercer.
Oh, Snowpiercer. No.
you keep cutting
Yeah,
out, Crispy. I don't know if it's.
Oh. Okay. What about now? Am I better now? Because I think it might have moved. Am I coming in clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go on YouTube, I'm trying to find it right now. But there's this awesome video that it's Rhino Stew is the channel, and it basically is saying how they're presenting reasonings how Snowpiercer is actually a dark sequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And I got to tell you, man, there's moments where it's a bit of a stretch, but it's a let's see, how long is it? It's like about 15 minutes, but I got to tell you, man, it's really worth the watch. It's very interesting because there's a lot of just debatable, but it kind of makes sense factors between
Some of
the
it
two.
might work. Yeah.
Snowpiercer is about how the world goes cold and the survivors have to live on a train that's constantly circling the planet.
No.
So it's kind of like
I saw a commercial for that.
It's got
Yeah,
Chris
during-
Evans.
during-
Yeah.
during AEW. So
Yeah, they're doing a show on TNT.
yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
much about it. But, the movie is fantastic. It's actually what was his name? Mike Parasite. It's Bach. What was his director's name?
John Ho or something like that. Yeah.
I don't think it's something. Really,
That's it. That's okay. Yeah. But I know you're talking about. It's from the same director, right?
His earlier films. It's really good. And it's so twisted because we all know Willy Wonka and that story.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the Tim Burton movie. I'm talking about the original in the 70s. It's all happy-go-lucky, and it's all this, and the story of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But I got to say, I recommend you watch it because it's very, very interesting how somebody could associate something so good to something so dark. So the video it's called Why Snowpiercer is a sequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out, dude. I think it's really interesting.
All right.
I actually have one more pick. Josh Turner, the country singer.
Yeah.
He just came out with a cover album, and it's very, very well done. And if you like traditional country music,
Yeah.
it's a really good cover album. So it's called Country State of Mind. So
All right.
yeah, Josh Turner, Country State of Mind.
Mikey, you got anything?
It's not a brand new show, but it's a show that I really love, and I was on Vudu and I found it. And they had all the seasons, so I bought them all. So I've been watching it, and it's going to be the George Lopez show. fucking love that show. So I got a soft spot for George Lopez show. So yeah, I just been kind of just binge watching it when I have time, and then of course, if you don't follow me on Instagram, the Ombre and Black, I do all my toy photography on there. So follow that and support the toy photography, please.
Now, Mike, I don't want to embarrass you or anything like that, but I don't know if you boys know, Mike had recently done an interview with one of his friends' channels about horror and filmmaking and everything, and I don't think it's been uploaded yet.
Sorry.
So
yeah,
Mike,
it's gonna be I talked to her a couple days ago, and she informs me that it'll probably be up on YouTube in a couple weeks. So when it's on, I'm gonna send you guys a link for everything. So
cool.
Yeah. That's really cool because I know Mike has had a few interviews and opportunities, and I think it's definitely worth a plug and to mention. I haven't seen it. I know nothing about it, but I know Mike for many years, and he's my partner in crime, and doing a lot of film projects and a lot more to come. So I just wanted to kind of give him the shout out here and just say, like, when it gets posted, check it out, man, because I'm sure it's going to be really good.
Thank you guys.
Picks Bubba's Best this week. I started watching Titans on DC Universe. I'm about 3-4 episodes in, and it's pretty good so far. So it's pretty exciting. I like it. I resubscribed to the DC Universe because I want to start reading comics again.
Yeah.
So if you do have a subscription, I highly recommend reading The Batman Who Laughs.
It's a good one.
It's a really good one. I'm starting The White Knight right now. And that one's pretty good too.
Yeah.
As far as music goes, Dave, you touched upon a cover album. John Party actually came out with a cover album. If you like neo-traditional country, John Party came out with a cover album called the Rancho Fiesta Sessions. What's Dave doing?
I'm trying to get Daisy on the screen. Daisy?
I just see your ugly face.
Daisy, come here.
We're going on a trip here.
Where is he? Hey, there she is. Hi, Daisy May. She's a good girl. She's such a cool dog.
Now you can look at my ugly face again.
I need to come down there so she could deep throat my foot again. So
there you go.
But John Party, the Rancho Fiesta Sessions. He's got a pretty good set list of covers there. He does a cover of Dwight Yoakam's Honky Tonk Man.
Oh, nice.
Bakersfield Country.
He does a cover of Prince's Nothing Compares to You. So
Interesting.
Yeah, he does a couple George Strait covers on there, but it's pretty good. And then as far as new country goes, there's a singer out there. His name's Hardy, and he has a. You don't like it?
I don't like Hardy. I heard some of the newer stuff that he came out with.
Yeah.
But it's still very bro country-ish.
Oh.
It's bro for me. Yeah. Like, it is bro country, but it's bro country with substance.
Yeah, he's a good writer. I'll give him that.
Because he is an excellent writer. Like, I first heard about him through Grady Smith on YouTube. I know Dave knows who Grady Smith is.
Yep.
And he actually reviewed the album that I'm recommending called A Rock. But I'm like, I'll check him out. And I'm like, wow, he's a really good writer. And then I heard the song Give Heaven Some Hell.
Mm-hmm.
And there hasn't been a song like that to like just really hit me in the heart and the soul. I haven't had like bawled like that listening to a song in a very long time, because it's a song about, it's basically a goodbye letter to a friend who's passed away. And when I heard it, it reminded me of my buddy Nick, who passed away. And we've all had a friend who's died, and it really just kind of hit home. And it's just a really good song. And the album is pretty solid all around. I mean, it is very bro country, but lyrically it has a lot of substance and a lot of good feeling. It's funny at times, it's sad, it's loving, it's clever.
I'll say this: I'd rather listen to Hardy than like Luke Bryan.
Yeah, but give it a listen. Even if you're not a country song, listen to the song. Give Heaven Some Hell, because it'll definitely hit you, hit you in the heartstrings. But that's all I really got. Continue watching the Stanley Cup playoffs. Continue watching the NBA playoffs. Watch football.
Watch foosball.
Watch NASCAR playoffs. They're in it right now. So
There you go.
So
all right.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, I think that'll do it.
And happy anniversary to my beautiful, lovely, wonderful wife Elizabeth.
That's right.
It'll be 1 year on the 19th. So
coming up, this night next week, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
seems like just yesterday I was marrying you two on that beach.
Yep,
that's right.
It sure does, man.
Good times, man. Great.
Yeah.
You know what I got to say, as wonderful and as great of a moment it is in your lives, I got to say it's probably one of my favorites too. So thank you again for that. That was a wonderful moment. So.
Thank you. But, all right, boys. I think it's time to wrap up.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. So thank you for listening to another episode of the Fat Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Debo.
I'm Bubs.
I'm Mad Mike.
I waited for my turn. I'm Crispy.
So, yeah.
All right. Keep on jiggling, you fat fucks. We'll talk to you next time.
All right. See ya.
Later.
Peace.